a very easy Easter centerpiece using, these are white trees from the dollar store. And this is what they look like. So I'm going to take the other one out of the box now so you can see. And again, these are $1.25. These also can be used to make swags. I don't need the legs, so I'm gonna dump those. But see how we're gonna move this together like this, and it's gonna make a swag base. And you've got a swag base for $2.50. On that swag base, we are gonna add these cute little ball picks. These are from Craft Outlet. And then we also have 2 of these greenery. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use both, but probably. And these are from Deco Exchange. Now the number on this, these are the infamous 60919. Everybody's favorite mixed greenery bush in so many different colors of the rainbow. I've got 2 of those. And then I also have, these are some different ribbons. Now this one came from Michael's, I think, at least a year or 2 ago. So I've got that one. And then this one was from Craft Outlet. This is a 50-yard spool, but look at those bunnies. Those bunnies are so cute. Okay, for right now, I'm going to move the ribbon to the side. I'm going to grab some zip ties just to have on hand over here. And I'm going to start by, we're going to take these 2 and just kind of give it a little fluff, if you will. You know what? I'm going to move you guys back so you can get a better view. There we go. So you give it a little fluff, just toward one end though. I don't want it to be round. I want it to be kind of flat on the bottom, but then kind of have its fluffy goodness coming out. You see it? It's kind of, here we go. It's like a half tree, right? Make sure it's nice and full as we can get it. We are going to put a lot of stuff in here. So most of this will probably either be hidden or just a little bit poking through. Here we go. I'm going to probably, I'll have this listed on Etsy, but I'm going to take this to Painted Tree as well. I think I might stop by there tonight, Painted Tree in Naperville, Illinois, and drop off some more goodies. Some things have been selling, so I've got to restock what I've got there. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of put them next to each other, and I'm going to try to hide these things underneath the bottoms of each other. So we're going to try to go like this as much as we can. I'm going to add a bunch of zip ties. I'm going to add one first, just kind of around where it is on the center. But this is a nice, easy beginner kind of craft that you can do if you want to make something. You don't want to spend a whole lot of money, or you're still not sure how to do things. This requires no hot glue at all, so it's one of my favorite kind of projects to do because I have a thing about burning myself with the glue gun. I don't like to do it, but it happens all the time. All right, and I'm going to scooch up. I'm going to put, I think, 3 total going on here. 1 in the middle, and then 1 on either side. I'm using some pretty, the heavier duty ones for, I said duty, for the ones that are going to be holding this on. And then I'm going to use some smaller zip ties when we attach the different picks and the florals. That's why I'm trying to leave the florals as one stem. I am going to cut off the stem though. I'll probably use my stem cutter for that. So here's what we have right now. And this measures, like tip to tip, we're talking 27 inches. These tips might end up getting bent over a little bit because that was sticking out a wee bit far. But that's okay. Do a little fluff. Now we've got everything all out. This just makes a nice bed for everything else to lay on. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to add is our 60919. You can use any kind of greenery. I just particularly like these because it's got the color. It's got so many different types of things mixed in here that it always looks really full. But all you're really doing is putting in like one bush. It just ends up looking like more, it's a time saver and a money saver, because these are generally only about, I think, $7.98 or something like that. And again, these are from Deco Exchange. If you go to my link tree that's in my profile, you can get an affiliate link that'll take you right there to order all these awesome goodies. Okay, let me get my stem cutter. Whoa, heavy hardware. You could use, like, you know, you don't have to have a stem cutter. You could also have, you know, just some snips, but I like to make sure I'm not gonna, you know, kill my snips there. So I'm gonna cut that off there. I'm gonna do the same with the other one. So I'm kind of cutting enough. You can see like the bulk of it comes down to here, then it was narrow. So I kind of, there was a natural spot for me to go ahead and trim that at, because I want to make sure this does not come undone when we're doing this. Okay, let me move my stem cutter to the back. I can't believe I'm going live this early in the morning. I haven't even had breakfast yet. Some people start their morning with coffee. I start it with a Diet Coke. All right, so we're going to take this. We're going to start on one side. So I'm going to lay this in there and kind of figure out where I want it. I'm going to try to nestle it then. I don't want it to be going, see, you know how it's going upward right now? I don't want that. I want to kind of work it in the branches so it's kind of seamless and has more of an organic shape, like it's all not used. Normally, I try not to use glue for stuff that I'm going to use outside, but sometimes I just don't want to use any glue inside either. Now, when I put the bow on, that'll kind of get more attached there. So right now, that's in there. That's not going to move. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Good morning, Leslie. How you doing? Wilhelmine, good morning. I know this is kind of early for somebody to be going live. I got my daughter out the door on the bus, and I was like, hey, I'm free. I mean, oh, she's at school. Good luck. All right. I'm going to separate these out more. This is just a nice, really quick type of Easter centerpiece. And this is not going to be screaming, you know, screaming bunnies. There's going to be a little bit of bunny detail in the ribbon, but overall it's kind of got just more of the happy patterns of the springtime colors. You could always leave out any type of, you know, bunny theme. And if you wanted just to make this purely spring, you can absolutely do that. That's how to make a piece versatile. Maybe you can switch out the bow in it after Easter and then leave it around. You can leave it out after Easter. You know, people spend so much money on decor. It's nice if you can take a piece and you can just make it work for more than one holiday. All right, what did I do at the other end of that zip tie? What am I doing? Oh, I'm crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy today. All right. And you know what? I do want to put one in the middle now, just because I am the queen of overkill with zip ties. Honestly, if I ever had to kidnap anybody, it'd be fine, because I have so many zip ties and duct tape just from crafting that I'm pretty sure I could do it. And I have a minivan, so I know where to hide the body. No. I wouldn't do that. Only if somebody touched my ribbon cutting scissors. That's the only unforgivable offense, in my opinion. You know, aside from murder. All right, here we go. Just spread this out a little bit more. I do want it to kind of come up and pull this up, separate these little branches out now that they're in their home. Can figure out where they want to settle. So far, this is kind of what it looks like with the height. So now we are going to be putting in, good morning from Tennessee. Hello, Penny. How you doing? We're actually going to Tennessee in April. We're going to go to Gatlinburg. So for these, I'm just going to be able to use my stem cutter. So these are going to kind of nestle. I'm going to pull these out a little bit, give them some room. But I'm going to kind of nestle these in here as well. I have the greenery kind of hide some of the stems, so I'm kind of figuring out where do I want this to go. That looks good, so I'm going to trim that off here. Boom. I know, lots and lots of zip ties, right? I'm going zip tie crazy. But it's just a nice, easy way to get something made. And again, these are really versatile. I mean, these white trees, you can make a Valentine's swag, because you can just you can line 2 of them up the same way and just make a longer swag. I love using these from Dollar Tree. And the quality, honestly, is kind of not that much different than I'd see from, you know, ordering from a place like Craft Outlet. You know, it's obviously not the same. It's not as good, but, you know, when you're working on a budget, it helps. Because I think, aren't we all on a budget these days? I'm definitely on a budget. All right. Oh, the Smokies. I know. I remember being a kid and driving down to Florida and going through there, and it was just gorgeous. All right, let's see. That looks pretty good. Nestle some stuff in there. Move you over here. There we go. So I don't want to see too much of this white wire that we got going on there. All right. Let me get my other zip tie. I'll come around this way. You know, if someone's going to flip this over, they're going to be like, this is 90% zip tie. And you're right. There is. But that's okay. They're easy to work with. Though I did recently order a bunch of them from Amazon, and I don't know if they were in a shipping container too long, but some of them kind of started snapping as soon as I would pull them. So it's like they got brittle. And I did not like that. Not too much. Okay, so then here's what it looks like that way, and then here's what it looks like that way. So I'm going to pull this out a little bit more. So now to fill this in right here, we're going to do very pretty large loopy bow. I'm going to do a couple of layers. So I'm going to start, this is going to be my bottom layer. And I am going to actually kind of use this for 2 layers, if you will. I'm going to do 1 layer and then another layer on top of it. So let me check to see how long I want my tails, right? Right now this is at 6 inches. I'm going to go a little bit longer for that first one so it hits at 7. So I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so I have the icky side is up on the left, which is hard to tell when you've got a pattern like this because it looks kind of the same on both sides. Pull that loop over. We're going to make a 6-inch loop. And then pull that over. We're going to make another 6-inch loop. Okay, and this is kind of 7. All right, I'm going to dovetail that. Oops, get over there. There we go, baby. Dovetail, boop. Look how pretty that edge is. I love that. So now I'm going to separate out my loops. You go with your X shape, right? So you have, it looks like that. Tail, tail, loop, loop on the diagonals. Oops. Assuming that you don't pull it out with your hand and make a bigger mess. There we go. This is a little long. Let me trim it just a little bit. Now I'm going to make another layer with this exact same ribbon. I didn't want to have too many patterns in this bow because we're going to have bunnies on top, and I didn't want to take away from that cute pattern. So I'm going to do another layer. I'm going to start from the other way. This time this one's going to be a little bit smaller. The tail's going to hit at like, I don't know, 6.5. Put that tail in there. And here we go. So the other loop was at 6 inches. This one's going to go kind of like, we'll call that like a little, like 5 1/4. 5 and a smidge, a skosh, if you will. Here we go. 5 and a little bitty extra. There we go. And then my other tail came out. It actually hit just almost at 7. So I'm going to cut that there. You could always trim your tail smaller later, you know. Mary Woods, I miss you, dear. Oh, it has been forever. Mary and I go way back to our former company. Now Mary travels the country and she just is living the life, and I love watching her adventures. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Now I'm gonna bring in my bunny. I love the bunny. Now this is directional, but because this is a centerpiece and they could be looking at it from both ways, I'm not going to worry about that because they might be looking at it from, you know, both sides. All right, so this tail is going to touch at 6. Pinch and twist. There we go. Now you can see better. This is the icky side on the left. I'm going to loop it over, pull it through, and then kind of figure out, okay, that other loop before this hit just a little bit after 5. This one is going to go at like 4. Well, yeah, this is going to go at 4. Pinch and twist. Put that in there. Pinch and twist. That's 5. We're going to make that at 4. All right, and then we're going to make another, cut that off. And then I'm going to do another layer. This is like what they call the terry bow with the style, but I'm actually just using the same material, just again, because I didn't want to have too much going on. Cut that down there. Now I'm going to start this from the other side, and then this one will be a little thinner. So this is going to be, if that was like 4, this is going to hit it like, we'll call this like 3.5, because I want this loop to kind of pop up. So 3.5. Here we go, pinch and twist. We got our 3.5. So what are you guys doing for Easter's? Anybody have any plans yet? I don't know what I'm doing for Easter. We've got all of our birthdays in the month of March, and I know Easter's like right at the end of March, so I don't know what we're doing. It's my mom, me, my aunt, my grandma, rest her soul, was also in March. My daughter was supposed to be in March, but she popped out early. Troublemaker. All right. All right, that looks good. Now I am going to, secure it with a small one, but I'm going to put a thick one in the back because this is getting kind of wide back there. So I want to make sure I can get it all the way around there without struggling. Sometimes I use zip ties that are too small, and I'm stupid because then I struggle with it. And I'm like, why won't I can't grab it. It keeps slipping out. Because your zip tie's not long enough, Linda. But will I admit that? Oh, no. Oh, no. I will struggle with that to the end. All right. So now I have a zip tie that is still on the back. I'm going to hold this zip tie. I'm going to kind of loop it around for a second. I want to be able to play with the loops before I get it on there, just to kind of get a little better angle of how I'm going to do all this. Make sure I can see every loop. Yep, okay, perfect. So I'm going to move this Easy Bow Maker out of the way. I'm going to come back. So this has got my zip tie right here. I'm going to just wrap it around the center. Maybe I should have put another layer of pink all the way in the bottom of this bow, because I'm feeling like maybe it's not enough ribbon. But you know what? I feel like it is. I don't want this to be like a giant bow that happens to be sitting on a centerpiece. Sometimes I make my bows too big because I love my bows. I love big bows, and I cannot lie. You other crafters can deny. No. All right. I'm going to pull that really tight. I'm going to make sure that the back of it's not, I don't want this to be on the pole so it doesn't lay flat. So I got to pull that zip tie a little bit. Pull, pull, pull. Give me a good old snipperoni. Boom. All right. Now we can play with it. Hello. I want to try to bring some of this greenery around. So we do want to fill out like right in here with some stuff. So I'm going to be able to pull this around. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, a little feeling of some of the green. So I'm going to bring that through there. All right. those are my 2 top loops. So I'm going to pinch these loops together down at the bottom. That's going to hide that zip tie that I've got in there. Now we're just going to play with this. Going over. You know what? If I had gone any bigger, I think it would not have laid as nicely as it is. So I'm very glad that I did not mess it up. Okay. And then if you wanted to, you could always put something directly in the center here. You could put a little egg or something. I'm choosing not to because I already have these really pretty balls on either side. Okay. I think let me put a little bit of green on this side here. Pull this up a little bit. There we go. Spread this greenery out so that we see yellow all over the place. Lots of pops of the yellow. Move that into the middle there. Perfect. Beautiful. This one needs to twist though. You're not facing the right way, dude. There you go. Alrighty. And that is our quick and easy centerpiece. Now, here we go. Or you could, here's the thing, you could hang this, you could put zip tie here or zip tie up here, and you could hang this as a swag on the door. You could also hang it this way on a wall if you wanted to. You can hang it that way on the wall if you wanted to. There's lots of different things that you can do with this. Now let's talk price. How much did this cost? So we had $250, so it was $125 times 2 for the base. And then each of the pieces of 60919, we're going to round that up to 8. So 8 and 8 is 16. So we're at $18.50. I'd say $3 for the bow, 18, 19, 20, 21 total for the bow. And then I think these might have been $3 a piece. So I think we have $27 worth of materials in this. Now, normally I charge supplies times 2. But I think that might be a little much in the area. So I'm probably going to list this for maybe $49.99 in my site and at Paint a Tree, because they do take a commission. So I've got to make sure it covers that. But there we go. Let me check the comments. I have not been very good at checking that. That top ribbon is really cute. I know. I love it. Look at all the pretty little bunnies. I feel like I've had this spool of ribbon forever. Do you ever get those like 50-yard spools where you feel like you'll never run out, and then all of a sudden one day you do, and it's heartbreaking, especially if they don't make that ribbon anymore. That's why I like hoard ribbon, and sometimes I'm like, if there's a little scrap left, I'll keep it and put it in a glass jar just so I can see, like, it creates like a whole giant mishmash of different bows and I've used of the ribbons, because it just makes me happy, and I can look back and remember fondly. It's also because sometimes I'm just too lazy to put it in the garbage. All right, let's see. Any other comments that we've got? Oh, thank you, Kathy and Donna. Thank you so much. Off to Florida Panhandle. Mary, have fun, girl. Send some of that warmth up here because we are freaking cold up here. Oh, my gosh. All right. Thank you guys again so much. Now, this tutorial is going to be listed over on my YouTube channel. If you go search for @SweetAriaDecor, I have got full-length tutorials that live over there permanently long after they've expired on Facebook. And I'm also on TikTok. And you can follow my shop at sweetariadecor.com. Will take you directly to my Etsy shop. All right. Thank you all so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic morning. And I think I'm going to go eat a donut. Yeah, I'm going to go eat a donut. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on social media, and you can also shop my store at sweetariadecor.com.